most amazing feeling I feel. Words can't describe the feeling for real.
It's gonna be a Valentine's Day to remember. Just found out I'm gonna be a dad, officially dad.
You welcome. That will work. You welcome. You welcome. He can do it.
Yeah. Shout out to Orlando, man. Kissing me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Florida, baby.
Yeah. So,
you gotta ask Spice when the baby born. You gotta be like, you know, you was made on the beach.
Yeah, of course.
Under the sunshine.
Next to the Gators.
Yeah.
The socks off?
Yeah. Socks off. You know that. SMP.
That's man. Now, you know what's crazy? You know what I was thinking about
in
today?
the village.
You know what I was thinking about?
It be to me empty, but it's something in there rattling. I'm shaking and shaking it. I'm playing around like, I'm not even just cracking jokes. I'm like, I'm in my mind. I'm like, what is this? So I take the tape off the box. Because she had already wrapped it in the plastic wrap. So she just took like the scotch tape and put it on the sides. So I took it off and I seen the stick. It was upside down. So first I'm looking at this like, all right, what's this? I turned it over and I seen the two lines.
I still don't know what this is.
I mean either. That's why I was stuck
in. She gave it to you, man.
Yeah, I was stuck in like, all right, trying to read it. So it was like a delayed reaction. And then for like a good minute or two, I'm just staring at the box.
Which one?
I'm staring at that I mean, I already stared at that box, so the new box, I'm staring at the stick. That's what I said.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even catch on to that.
Now it sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Just in the box.
Yeah.
And we let off with the transgender situation. That's crazy tired.
I'm staring in the box and then the stick.
So, turned it over and I finally realized what it was. It was like a good 10-minute delayed reaction. And it just hit me like, damn, I'm really about to, like, just, I'm asking her like for real? Because of the depot shot that she took, we wasn't really expecting it to like maybe like June, July, the summertime. So I'm just asking like, yeah, for real? She like, yeah, and then I just like, from there, give her a big hug, kiss. I had to man up, and Terry was about to drop for a second, because it was just like, damn, like, now I've been playing dad to him for a minute, but now I really gotta,
you trying to play that?
It ain't it's real.
I'm waiting for him to say what he did. After all that, who you call, nigga?
Nobody. I sat on the couch, and man, I heard you just kind of like,
What you want?
He said, Dad.
But
the twins, like, when I found out it was twins.
Yeah.
And she told me, when I found out it was twins, we was in there, and then the ultrasound, and it was like, baby A. She hesitated. She said, hey, the fuck you mean baby A? She said, baby B. I said, what that mean? She said, it's twins. I said, what the fuck? So she's like, yeah, congratulations, you're having twins. So I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
I got free by this stupid bitch.
Yeah, wait, less than a year.
Yeah, I'm like, damn. I just like, fuck.
Hold on, so that trait, this is your side or her side?
I don't believe that shit. I don't know no twins. My side or her side. And you know they lying if they got my head.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about as far as like.
No, I'm saying because I thought about that. When I thought, that's the first thing you think about. I thought about that. I'm like,
because ain't no twins on your side, right?
And I don't know who you had no twins, but I'm like, I don't know, but maybe I'm just that great. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it runs a long line of pimping in my family. You know what I'm saying? My dad, he got, me and my brother, we got different moms, but we just look just alike. Then I got a brother that had 2 kids in 1 year. Just the Tucker trick. You know what I'm saying? When we put it in there, we put it in there. But when I found out we was having Zoe, I was taking a shit. I was taking the shit, she came in with the stick and I was looking. I'm like, damn, that's what's up.
I feel you on that point.
Then when she left out, like I basically, because I played like she walked out, I kind of felt bad. I'm like, no, I'm happy. She was like, yeah, I'm like, yeah. But then I found out she was a girl for the gender revival. Mad as shit. I ain't gonna hold you, I was mad. Normally I don't care, but I wanted now I want a boy so bad. She keeps saying no. I'm about to go home tonight, hide out fucking birth control, step on all, remember 50 Cent and give her just I try. I'm about to dump all, I don't need none of this shit. I'm gonna fuck all the pills up and I'm gonna put one in there. But the only thing I be thinking about though is like, cause the world is just getting bad. I'll be like, damn, like my daughter too, and she gotta be brought up in Do I want to bring another one in? That's just me being selfish because I want another one. I want a boy. But it's like, I feel like...
I mean, I feel what you're saying. Mine's a little bit different. You know what I mean? Me know what I know now, like the ending fate. Like, I know this, like, at the end of the day, these kids gotta die.
Fuck you mean the end of the fate?
At the end of the day, there's only one fate. The only thing we promise is death.
I don't think about, you gotta think about living, man. That's the Philly mindset. You living, basically, that's the Philly mindset. People in Philly, they live to die instead of, like, they're not dying to live. I want to create memories. Fuck everybody.
What's the name said something back in the day? Dad Dash was said life is a dash, and he was like, explain that. He was like, you got your birth date and your death date, but in between is that dash. Make that dash count.
I agree. I totally agree. But my point is, that's one of the reasons why I don't want to have one kids. So I don't want to put them through that.
Let me ask you this: with the people that you lost, that was close to you, right? Well, us, because we share the same, we family.
Mm-hmm.
You don't ever think about like bringing another life in to bring that joy. It ain't gonna be the same, but you can create new memories. Because that's another reason why I keep saying I want a boy. Because one of my best friends died. So it's like if I have another boy, it'll kind of fill that void. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think of it.
Nah, I feel you, but it's just mine. You know.
I mean, death is not so bad.
Y'all already know I'm big on memories. I want to go through things, but as far as like giving somebody else that fate.
I mean, that fate just depends on how your life turns out.
My life, I feel as though my life is great.
Yeah, so if your life is great, I ain't gonna say your death gonna be great, but it's not gonna be like a painful death or something that's like...
You probably gonna die with Alzheimer's.
Yeah, you might die in your sleep, man. God, with your grandkids around you.
Like, what about you, when you first got up?
You got 4 apiece, right? Mm-hmm. 4 individually, so it was like...
The first one ain't really hit, because I was thinking like the provider part of it kicked in. So when she said she was pregnant, I just started crunching numbers.
Oh, I got a question. Not to cut you off, but how old was we when we first had our first? I think that plays a part of it too.
I was 23.
So I was 17. You 30. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? At 30, I think I was one kid. You dig me? Yeah. But when it happened, we were still running around.
Yeah.
So every child after that, I was cool. That's the only thing that came to mind. Just crunching up. I know I never understood men that get scared and run and all that other wild shit. That was never in it. I was just crunching numbers, and I knew what I was having every time.
Before you found out, I had dreams. That's real though.
That's how my grandma was telling me. She telling everybody what they had.
Yeah.
But what you saying though, that's like the first thing me and Chubb in the car we talking. I'm like, damn, how I'm gonna still get my money. But still, like, you know, be a father. And he was just like, no, the first couple years, it's like the baby not gonna really notice that you're not around.
And as men, me and Khalid was talking about this. Kids don't give a fuck about money.
They don't.
Yeah, and that's what me and him we don't agree with. Cause I told him, I said, now, like Zoe being 2, I could work a lot because she know who I am. But them memories coming up, if it wasn't for me being around her when she was like from born to 2, she wouldn't be who she is. You know what I'm saying? Like she playing all that, she wouldn't be like that. Because it's like we might not feel like they miss you, but they do. You know what I mean? You won't, if you're not there from that time when they babies, you won't get that, oh, I miss daddy, even though you there. Cause she noticed once she started talking, where my dad, she come out of daycare every day. I'm there now. My dad, happy as shit, she know because I'm always was there. That's why I like that. That's why I get what you saying as far as with the working, it's a time, but it's like I told him, you gotta be selfish now. I was an asshole at Pep Boys. Y'all remember, I was always at work. EJ was coming to Pep Boys to see me. That's how much the fuck I was at work. And I look at between EJ and the rest of them, is like I see the difference in growth.
But that's tough though.
I
believe that totally would be different if it was, because even when you're not at work 24 hours. You probably there for 16, but the 8 hours.
But when they babies, the baby stage, you saying they're asleep, so you don't want to miss all that.
Yeah.
While you at work, you might miss a walk-in and all that shit.
That was something I hated. That every time me and Shorty would argue, I would miss something.
Yeah, all that
I would
shit
have to see that shit on the phone.
Only reason why I'm saying that because you know the 2 different situations I had. I didn't watch all that with the first 3. Now I done seen all that with Zoe. I will never miss that shit again. I could go
But the
broke.
grind didn't stop for you.
No, it didn't, but I actually seen it. But I'm talking about far as like constantly, I actually seen all that. I'm not missing that shit for nothing. I could be broke. I'm gonna sit the fuck home. If I see your legs getting strong, I'm gonna fuck home waiting for that shit with my phone out.
Oh, you talking about like?
I want to see all that shit.
That right there though, that's like what you saying is, it's like that, you gotta find that middle ground. That's where I'm stuck at, cause it's like, I don't want to miss stuff, but at the same time, you know, in this world, for you to provide and to be, like, I want more for my kid. Like, I don't just want to be around the way. I want us to be, like, far away from the BS.
You gotta understand, wherever you at is where they gonna want to be at.
No, it's not about that. It's just the environment I want my kids in.
Right now is when you grind. Until before, that's another thing Oye told me. He said, you do all that before, so when it comes, the baby comes, everything is in place.
Yeah.
So that way, you know what I mean? It ain't always going to be like that, but that's just something that the Oye said, and it made sense. I never thought about it, but...
That's why I was taught that, like, career first, family second. Because once you get
listen, me and Kylie, we had a good conversation about shit that might have did or didn't happen as kids with a father in our life. You know what I mean? Don't get lost in money when it comes to kids, dog. All right, look, this is why I disagree at. This is why I disagree at, right? Is where we come from. I'm not raising my kids in no drug-infested, crime-infested neighborhood. I hear you.
That's me.
I hear you.
That's me. I'm not raising my kids is not going to Frankfurt. My kids is not going to none of that. I want them, because when you go to, like, all right, you look at a school like Central, right? That's a college prep high school. Every kid in there is worrying about the next 10 years. When you go to Frankfurt, we always worrying about after school. School, keep it real, in our community, school it's not a cool thing. Like, I remember it would be times where I used to have to hide being an A student. Because it wasn't cool. But I want my child to grow up in an environment where that is cool.
I get where both of y'all saying. I get what you saying. There's more than money, and I get what you saying, right? But like I told you that they was moving, right? You don't want to get caught up in it where it's money, because you're not never gonna reach the goal that you're looking for. Once you reach that goal, you're gonna have another goal, right? And then when you look up, the memories that you should have been creating is gonna be gone. I was living in a Horsham in an apartment. That's one of the best school districts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it ain't always about the rich. Like, you in a position where you can move your kid to a good school district right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just maintaining it and then taking the next step while they're there. That's why I always tell you, don't get lost in it. Well, I get what you're saying. You're going to always want best for your child.
You can be up there and be on your grind all the time, and then your kids still dwell back down to the hood because you're not around. You on your grind.
One thing I can say is,
it happens, bro.
I mean, no, it's like this. Like, all right, that's also, too, coming to the partner you with. My girl now don't let her son go down South Philly at all.
No, what he's saying, I get what he's saying, too. All right, I seen a joke with T.I.
Yeah.
Since his kid's been born, he been rich. He brought them to the hood. Now they never was hood. Now they want that hood mentality. Why? Because it's something that they're not used to. That's another thing you gotta realize. If they be like, Dad, where you from? Oh, I'm from whatever. They gonna start analyzing it because now social media is like this. They gonna start looking it up, and they might glamorize it.
I will say this: it's no right or wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
No matter what, no matter how well we feel that we doing a good job.
Yeah.
God forbid. They would. Sometimes they could disappoint. Like, yeah,
and you got a lot of time.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, only thing I can say, be a father as a
that's another conversation.
I'm gonna keep it real. That's something I can't wait because I'm not going. Oh, they 18 because I see a lot of that. Oh, they 18. Oh, they 21. I'm good. I'm out. I think that's a lot of that. I think it's a whole different parent once you become an adult. Yeah, because now they can open that book. Like, all right.
But you mean, like you saying, school district. What I didn't do, what I wish I did, was set goals. They start going to school at 5'6". You got 5 years.
Like this,
you see what I'm saying? You got 5 years. And no matter, we love our kids. The kids gonna be around us.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, they just take them when you're home.
Hold on. Let me ask you this: what did you say AJ say and your daughter said when you was working too much? When you went and picked them up?
They was asking. They wanted me to pick them up.
You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I don't.
But again, the age. We talking about ages right now.
We talking about kids just in general right now.
I feel you, but my kids are older. And I told you,
We off the initial. Now I'm telling him far as with goals. Like you see how you said set goals, it's always something gonna be more. So it's never going the whole main object, that's why I said I get where Corey coming from. Your kids come first. If AJ and Ava tell you right now, Dad, you work too much, we want to see you here, you're quitting one of them jobs. Regardless of where you want to be at in life financially, you're quitting one of them jobs, right or wrong. That's why I'm saying the kids come first. So I get what Corey said.
But in that regards though, right?
Let me hear that. Oh, you can't give her everything. That shit sound good.
No, I know.
Motherfucker eyes look at you. You want to get that motherfucker.
No, this is another conversation me and my girl always had. It's like, how do you?
It's hard.
How do you not? How do you spoil your kids without making them lazy?
It's hard.
Cause in life, you understand, whatever you want, you gotta work for it. But at the same time, that's my little man or my baby girl.
That'll come just from character, just from living.
But they gonna watch you.
And it might not come from you.
They'll watch you. They'll start to do.
Still gotta go to school. Still gotta be outside. They'll turn into who they are.
As spoiled as Zoe is.
Yeah.
Like my fucking family, I love my family to death. They would have fucking disowned me, dog.
If you would have left your kids.
Yes. Just from, I don't even say that shit out loud.
Yeah.
Oh, I quit. Oh, da, da, da. You know what I mean? Just little shit like that. Growing order and not having your dad to tell you what went wrong with him and your mom and shit like that. Because that helps. That helps. A lot of people don't want to hear certain shit about their mom, but it helps.
Situation like I just said with the joint of the paternity joint, same thing.
It helps.
The
You know what
mom.
I mean?
Yeah.
You'll take you cool the fuck out with being so one-sided about shit. So it's just what I named is that whole cycle, and then you turn around and you pass that shit on. It was a time where with my dad, it didn't matter who my mom had around. Like I never jumped out the jet. Oh, this is my dad. Oh, this is my dad. Oh, I got a godfather, love him to death, but he's not my dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I never seen an old head in the street or a guy in the street that said, oh, I want to be like this. He doing this and that. Like, you know what I mean? Then I had my pop tell me stories about him being in the streets. He wasn't Pablo or none of that. He tried it. Something happened. He came to that fork in the road where you got to defend yourself and protect your turf. He didn't want to do it. He went on, got a job, bought a house, moved. Like you said, we was in Southwest. Mm-hmm. We ended up all the way up in Frankfurt to the point where my mom was in Southwest and she moved to North to be closer to him. So what you said might play a part in that, but if he wasn't there and he didn't do that, I would still be down Southwest doing who knows what. Yeah. So just little shit like that, you know what I mean? Just having an influence, having a protection. Like I remember when my bike got stolen in Frankfurt. My pop came through with that joint on his lap, just having that. You know what I mean? Yeah. If he wasn't around for that, I would have ended up putting the joint on my own lap and went to go for a bike at 16 because I don't know no better. Yeah. Fuck being a man and where I'm gonna end up. I need my bike back at 16. That's why I'm running around at 32 in State Road telling everybody, why you in here? You stole my dyno, nigga.
My mongoose.
Yeah, you tripping, I popped him. My shit was white and blue, like you got me fucked up. You know what I mean? So just little shit like that. Being able to, even seeing my mom and dad relationship fall apart, play a part in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just certain shit you gotta see from your fathers. It ain't gonna hit the same seeing it on TV, seeing it on rappers, or seeing it in the street. You gotta see that shit. And this with male and female. Because now I know women that from their father not being in their life, they literally don't consider the father as important. They look at it as 70-30. Like you not as important. You can pay and provide, but they gonna be with me most of the time and they supposed to live here. They never considered that. They never, what, two parents raising a kid? No, we don't know about none of it. Like, so it's really, it play a big part, more parts than they give us credit for real.
Chuck?
I feel as though it just, I just think like the top on my list is no, my mom did a great job. Mm-hmm. I ain't like, who I am today is only because of my mom. But who I am with my kids is because of my dad. Because what he didn't do.
Right.
So so I'm being left in the balance, you see what I'm saying? But what I think would have played a part of it, I feel as though I wouldn't have gotten in trouble as much. Like when you say being a man to a son or daughter, that's an adult telling the kids what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
I had nobody to tell me what's right and wrong. My mom supported me everything I did. She told me I was wrong, but you know, she told me not to do this, not to carry guns, but she not out there in the street because she don't know.
Yeah.
But if I had a father around saying, "Oh, bro, that ain't that important. Your homies, they gonna be on your porch." I ain't know that. Outside, you know, I probably, you know, my circle is small now, but back then,
It's 100 niggas.
you know what I mean?
Niggas with me.
But you couldn't tell me you couldn't tell me they was
one of them.
Yeah, you couldn't tell me that. If I would have had somebody like, yo, you drawing, or when I got a line, hit my chin real quick. Think about it. There was times where I sneak out the house. Damn! You know what I mean?
Nigga just ask somebody what his beak.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's times out, you know, I snuck out the house. Especially when I got like in the high school days, it was, my mom did best again, but if I wanted to do something, I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? It just, you know, it's what I'm doing now as my son is 11 to this day, like, I don't have to show him or tell him what to do. All he do, he watch me. He watch me more than I know. I ain't had nobody to tell me, you know, what you're supposed to do, what you're going to do. Only reason why I got a job was because, you know, brother was in jail and I didn't want to sell drugs, but he wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's and I wanted things. I wanted to sell for him. That was the first thing I wanted money for. No, I lied. That was the second thing. The first thing, I just wanted some gum. Real shit.
What's the first? That's another topic to play.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That was the first thing.
Yeah.
I didn't have exposable to, you know, going to high school and got, you know, money out the vending machine. You could, I had the school lunch. After that, it was it. You know,
that was like a thing, like
Yeah, man.
freebies. Like,
Yeah.
some people was embarrassed to get that.
I wasn't.
I wasn't embarrassed.
Well, our school wasn't. Well, Frankfurt, everybody in Frankfurt, you would no. We used to trade them Jones off.
Oh, who, nigga? You ever see me eat a lunch? Oh, as long as we been in school. Don't say we. I was above it.
I mean, that's probably me looking. I didn't, you know.
I was above it.
So, what's your take on it?
On what? Nigga, I grew up in the house with both my parents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's just
No,
like,
no, no, no,
like,
no.
what's
So basically, I feel like for a boy,
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I asked you this question. How you think life would have been different for you? Because you wanted a few. How you think life would have been different for you if your pop wasn't there?
And you're not the piggyback, like, look, like he taught you something.
Yeah.
That no one never could do. Like, my dad ain't teach me a damn thing.
so let's.
He ain't teach me shit. Nothing. All he taught me was
What a
nothing.
bitch ass nigga was.
So I got tell you this
Yeah.
because it wasn't like because I got brothers that don't know how to do the business, so it wasn't like he taught. The door was there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just was like that's like you said, you got somebody to look up to. My pop, the man. So it's like why would I? That's why I don't say I have old heads because how you gonna be my old head when everything you learned was from my dad? So I'm gonna go straight to the source. That's my old head. You know what I mean? When I was younger, I used to think since he was older, like he was weird and all that. I honestly wish right now the relationship we had back then I could have as a man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because like when he had Alzheimer's, this was like 4 years ago, going through it, my baby mom, he asked, he said, how the kids? I'm like, Dad, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't seeing him. I needed it. Mind you, got Alzheimer's. Like, he out his mind. He talking about rabbits bouncing on clouds and shit. He was like, long as you take care of him, that's all that's important. That shit, it meant something. Like, I don't know if he knew what he said, but it just was like, damn, like, even in your Alzheimer's, you giving me game. And I just, after that, I'm like, damn, I wish he was like fully functional where I could get that game from him. You know what I mean? But it was like, coming up, y'all remember when I used to be with y'all, y'all be like, damn, what's up, Mr. Ben? Y'all, everybody liked my pop. Even chicks I dealt with back then, they loved my pop. But I didn't see it. Because I used to feel like, damn, like this nigga ain't come to my baseball game. This nigga ain't come to my football game. But he was at work. That's why I feel the way I feel when I tell y'all about the working situation. That small shit, like, he was always there. We always, like I just told you, I ain't eat lunches. We didn't want for nothing. We always had lunch money, we always had allowance, all that shit. We always had cars. But the one thing that I wanted, he could have kept all that. I just wanted them to come to my game. Because it was like when it come to baseball. Everybody telling me how good he was in baseball. I used to go to the games with him. That's all I wanted to do. That's why I love baseball. That's why I love fishing. Because that's what he did. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it could go both ways. Like you said, some people that didn't have their pop.
This was like, all right, I think he got locked up maybe when I was like 9 or 10. But him and my mom split when we was like 7 or 8.
What was it like before that? Them 9, 10 years.
Do you remember?
Well,
From 1 to 7?
all right. I'm gonna say, all right, up until I was 7 and 8, like you said, you got somebody you look up to. Mm-hmm. This is somebody that you feel as though, in your eyes, he can't do no wrong. Like, that's my Superman, my superhero. That's my, like, person I look up to. And one thing my mom always speak highly of, he was always a great provider. Mm-hmm. That's the one thing you can't take away from me. Like, she tell me, even my family and friends, that's like, you know, around that age, always tell the stories of how Christmas was always like how you see in movies. How I grew up with Christmas, it was, we would walk in, it wasn't 4 or 5 gifts under the tree. It might be like one half of the room is toys, the other half is clothes. Yep. So it was like, growing up, it was like, all right, life was like, all right, it was, you got that structure, you got that foundation. Then when him and my mom split, this is when at the time, you know, you young, you don't realize it, but the bitter side to the men. We know when a woman is bitter is, if you don't want to be with me, you don't want to be with your kids. Mm-hmm. But for the men is, oh, I can't be with you, then fuck them kids. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm only accepting my kids if you accept me. Mm-hmm. So, in that regards, he just was like, all right, I'm going. You don't want to be with me? Well, then I'm out, and I'm not taking care of you or them kids. I ain't doing nothing for none of them. So for me, growing up, it was just like, that's like a heartbreak. Because this is, I mean, in your eyes, you looking at it like, damn, why this person don't want me? Yeah. Like, you started looking at yourself, even
like,
though
what
you,
the fuck did I have to do?
Yeah, so you started looking at your mom like, all right, is it something that I did? You know what I mean? Was we not being good enough in school? You know what I mean? I know sometimes in school, you know, you act out sometimes. I got a couple B's. Mm-hmm. But it's like, damn, for the most part, my grades was good. So it's like...
Elaborate on that, because that's one thing, I'm not saying I'm against it. I never understood, like I never got it. When kids take that burden on, like...
Because you don't know. It's because it's the unknown. You don't know the answers. So when you trying to figure something out, you just coming up with different theories.
Now, what did your mom tell you? Because that's the part. Because I get where you coming from. As
no, it was something like it was something that I never. I was too young to express that to her.
No, I because like that's why I said I never understood it, because it's like I'm big on communication even with kids. It's just like you supposed to reassure. Not saying mom didn't do it. I'm just saying for like that's why I didn't get it.
Looking back, I learned the difference between the dad and the father. The dad is the one that made you. The father is the one who raised you. Now, some cases, your biological father can be both. Yeah. But, you know, sometimes the way we come up, your biological father is just the dad. Just basically just the sperm donor. But it's always another man that raised you. So coming up, it was my uncle. My mom's older brother basically was like the father figure. My mom had little boyfriends and shit. They always corny ass niggas, but real rap. They was corny ass niggas, but he was like the...
Especially the ass nigga.
Yeah.
Especially the ass nigga.
Yo, we ain't gonna get into that, but it's... My uncle was like the blueprint. He showed me when you make how life can turn out for you, you make the right decisions. So it's like, all right, he came up...
That's all it should be about. Motherfuckers want to start fighting and all that. Y'all not saying what's going to the kids.
One thing you gotta take into consideration is feelings.
Yeah, bitterness.
It's like when the breakup or the split is not mutual, it's going to be that. Yeah, like I said, if y'all both, like, you know, agree to part ways, y'all understand, all right, we ain't for each other, no hard feelings. The love we had over the X amount of years or months, it didn't work out. No hard, y'all, it's easier to co-parent when somebody not better.
But that's where, same conversation we had with emotions and business. Yeah. It's not, raising a child is not a business, but it's more important than a business. You gotta put that shit to the side, be an adult, and harvest it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I get emotions and all that, but you gotta harvest. It's about the child at the end of the day.
But when some people in their feelings, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I was just thinking about this the other day, right? I remember I was going through it about the kids. Mm-hmm. With the child support and shit in the family. I hate that building, but I had to rumble. I couldn't give up. Yeah. Like I said, my family would have disowned me and shit. Yeah. And she was having it her way. Like, I mean, getting what she was getting, I'm losing because I'm giving up that and giving up to the lawyer, the rumble, just for my days. I'm barely getting my days. And my mom was my, you know what I mean? But she on some neutral shit. I'll be like, Mom, she ain't bring the kids today. All right, cool, we get on next week. Mom, they took this on my check. All right, you talk to the kids. And this was over and over and over again, and I'm tipping the fuck out. So one day I said, yo, whose side you on? She said, oh, me? I'm on the kid's side. Whose side you on? I let it go. Everything after that, whatever, however it played out, I stopped. I let that go, that bitter shit. Like, you know what I mean? Because my whole thing was, I didn't feel like I was supposed to be down there. Mm-hmm. But it still happened. So it's like, okay, you feel like you're not supposed to be down there, but you are down there. Now what? You can't give up, and you can't have shit your way, so you gotta see the shit through. I mean, so once I stop rumbling and stop fighting, I'm all the way out of that shit, like, to this day, like.
Friday come, I'm out Daytona. I get a text at 6:05. I've been here since 5:50. I'm leaving. Oh, you want to play these games? I know the game. I screenshot. Boom, I've been texting you all week. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no. Now it's no worries. You got to quarantine for 2 weeks. But I had the kids while you was waiting on your coronavirus results. I had the kids. But now I got to quarantine. So what games is we playing? Then last week I texted you, yo, can I get the kids? No, they got an appointment. Oh, why are we playing these games? That shit hurt, but it's like, it's a cycle.
What I don't understand in these whole situations is that, do you not realize you hurting the kids?
That's what I do. When it's on, it's on.
It's like what you doing to get back at me. You're not hitting me. You hitting the kids. Yeah. Every shot you throw at her, or every shot she throw at him, it's hitting the kids.
That's why I had to stop. If it was a loss, it was a loss.
Well, yeah, and it's just like I feel where E coming from, because it'd be like, I want my kids. I want to do for my kids, but if you playing the keep away game, how do you get over that? How do you just?
I told you that.
Detach yourself.
Never give up. I know.
No, I'm not.
Yo,
never.
I told you that. I mean,
no, you know I ain't gonna never give up.
Man, I had plenty of talks with him, talking him off the ledge.
It's wrong. It's dead wrong.
You know, I ain't gonna never. I'm gonna never give up.
Yeah, I didn't talk to him off the ledge a few times where he was just at the point where he's just like, man, fuck the kids. I'm like, because at the end of the day, you know how life gonna be just with her. Yeah. You setting your kids up to be the next.
But the
same
part,
struggle.
But no, this the part that hurt the most. It is this what I think people don't be getting with me. I have 2 boys that's 6 and 7. I see football, basketball. These niggas supposed to be great. They got it. You can speak on it. Ken, he got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing football with them, baseball. They got it, but it's like I can't get them in their bag because it's like as soon as I get them on a routine, you snatching them from up under me. Mm-hmm. For what? For them to call a nigga that's locked up dad? They come, oh, my other dad. Now I sound like a hater because I'm like, oh, nah, that's just your mom. No, we not doing that. But it's cool because they is what they are. You got them calling me Eric. They still got Eric, but you calling this thing. You know what I mean? It's weird shit, but that's your bitterness. When you get older, they're going to see it. I'm not even letting that shit get to me no more. I don't even get mad. It is what it is. But the shit that do hurt is that you send them with the intentions that, oh, daddy gonna get it. So when daddy don't get it, they get mad. Oh, when you said you was gonna do it, you said that, yo, this ain't that type of relationship. Oh, call your dad, tell him you got a good report card. That's the only job you got in life, to do good in school. Any of my kids, the only job you got in life is to do good in school. I'm already raised you to be good, a good person. Just do good in school. That's your only job, and you can get whatever the fuck you want from me.
Yeah, I seen something on.
My sister passed away. I don't play the arguing and fighting and being smart with each other shit.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Especially not because this is something me and Kali used to do. Me and him argue and fight, but then Eric could come over and they cool. They the best of friends. A child would come over, me and Chubb, we get along. We don't fight and argue at all. Mm-hmm. Stop with that. Yeah. I cut that shit short. Even at a young age, yo, cut that out. Mm-hmm. All of it. Even with Kali kids, when they argue, yo, cut that out. Mm-hmm. I don't play that argument because I could be in another room and hear that shit. It probably won't even be that serious, but cut it out. You know what I mean? So just little shit like that.
Like Chubb, for you. Like we should goes for like learning from what you know what I mean, whatever you learned from not having a father. What you
I feel the effects of it, like I was saying, like I didn't grow up with nothing. So I try to give my kids everything. Mm-hmm. Only way you can give your kids everything, you gotta go get it. And I miss the little things, like I was telling you, like my son just want me to pick him up. So now I'm realizing I was so focused on giving my kids things that I didn't have. I'm missing the little things that they care about. I just try to. I just don't. You know.
It's a hard balance.
Yeah, it is. That's what I mean. Like I said, because once you realize it, you so. It's to me.
Because if you don't got it, you going through it. But if you go out and get it, they going through it because you're not there to.
You're not get it. See, you know what I'm saying? So. You know, that's why I think it's good to be in a relationship because you need that rock. Like what your girl said, that shit speaks volume to this day.
What she say? Spit some game.
You know what I mean? She said, shout out to Z Master. She said, yeah, you the head of the household, but I'm the neck. That's crazy.
A man, no.
Yo,
niggas don't understand that.
Yo,
man, what can you really do without that support?
You know what I mean?
Woman
like that shit.
Your woman ride harder than your homies.
Home. And I understand where she was coming from. What I heard was probably not what she meant, but I heard something. That shit spoke volumes to me.
It's funny because
you know, your take on it.
What I'm doing wrong?
No. What you feel as though as a parent,
what you want to instill?
Yeah, what you want to instill into your kids.
Instill. What you want.
Like, you know, they like the character.
I want them to have ambition. I want them to be strong. I want them to stand for something.
Yeah.
I want them to have morals, principles, and don't settle. That's my biggest thing. Like, don't settle. I always, and I live off that. That's why I was saying, even with my dad, I think I'm the way I am because even in school, you go vouch for this. When the teachers would be like about college and shit, I'm like, I'm gonna have my own business. I always did it. Even me working today, I'm gonna have my own shit. No disrespect to nobody I work for or nothing, but my goal is always to have my own shit. I'm gonna get it somehow, some way. I'm never settled with just being the norm because that's when you get content. But I just want my kids to feel that way. I want them to just have that empowerment. I want them to walk around with an aura, basically. And when you see them, you just like, yo, it's just something about them. It's something about them that they just got it. Like, I just want them to have that shit.
Yeah, like for me, it's more so like trying to find that balance. Like, how do you instill that into them? I mean, because you got that outside influence.
You gotta see.
They gonna make a mistake.
You thinking, he thinking one way, but this whole plan you got, that shit, the child being born is going to hit you, bro. One thing I do with my child, with all of them when they was born, is that I put my finger out and they grab my hand, and whatever fucking plan, oh my hand is set up, all that. I just want to hold the child, like all that shit.
Another thing I never understood when like my dad used to actually sit there and talk to me. Like, this is why people do this. You don't realize that shit's staying with them kids.
You know, thank y'all for tuning in One F Radio. And like we always say, have a good day on purpose.
The most amazing feeling I feel. Words can't describe it, the feeling for real. Baby, I paint the sky blue. My greatest creation was you.